Vocabulary, literature. Literature. Written artistic works, especially those with a high and lasting artistic value. Poetry. Poetry is poems in general as a form of literature. The three major types of poetry are narrative, lyric, and dramatic. Narrative poem. A story or a description of a series of events is a narrative. Lyric poem. A short story that is often sung is a lyric poem. Dramatic poem. Dramatic poetry has characters, personages, or figures who tell a story through dialogue. Epic poem. A long tale is taken from history, or legends, about brave, fearless, or heroic acts is an epic. Poet. A person who writes poems is a poet. Chronicle. A written record of historical events, or real events over a period of time in the order in which they happened is a chronicle. Verse. Verse is poetry or writing that is arranged in short lines with a regular rhythm. Example, Shakespeare's plays are written in verse. Prose. Written language, not poetry, as in books or newspapers is called prose. A nursery rhyme. A short well-known song or poem for your children is a nursery rhyme. Monologue. A long speech or a poem spoken by one person is a monologue. Dialogue. A written conversation in a book or play is dialogue. Tale. A story, or an anecdote, especially one that might be invented or difficult to believe is a tale. Myth. An ancient story or set of stories, especially explaining the early history of a group of people or about natural events and facts. Ancient means very old. Legend. A very old story or set of stories from ancient times, or the stories, not always true, that people tell about a famous event or person. Fable. A short story that tells a moral truth, often using animals as characters.